Private Link hair extensions do not use any glue or solvents, no heat, no tape, and cause no damage to the natural hair. A new exclusive design that's fully reusable for up to a year. They have received our unique concealed treatment that eliminates the reflection of light. And with the fast installation time, you can get in 90 minutes from this to this. The very small, soft, fine and flexible attachment of the Private Link makes them extremely comfortable to wear and virtually undetectable. Welcome to this new Perfectress video for the Private Link hair extensions. My name is Mario and I'm going to talk you through the whole video in order to get successfully started with this new and exciting system. We will be handling the following topics: the preparation, matching your customer's hair color, how to apply the Private Link hair extensions, how to remove them, how to reuse them, and at the end we'll have some FAQs and tips and tricks for you. It's gonna be a fast-paced video, so let's get started. The starter kit contains all the necessary tools in order to start with the Private Link hair extensions. The main tool that you will be using is the transformer with its special bite in the tip that locks the Private Link securely in place. The reformer is only a rescue tool and not a removal tool. And the next item is the adaptability ring with a whopping 58 colors available in 5 different textures. We use Velcro strips to keep the short flyaway hair under control. You will also have 2 sets of spare loops in green and red. These loops are also available preloaded with any color of microlink that you want. And while we're on the subject of microlinks, Perfectress microlinks do not have any sharp edges. They are precision machined and have rounded edges. These edges will not damage the customer's hair. Furthermore, you would have found in the kit a USB drive with a complete training video on it that you're watching right now, and you will have found a pack of training hair. This training hair is what I recommend you would use right now to follow whatever I'm showing you in the video. So let's get started. On each sleeve of the Private Link hair extensions the word top is printed. This means you're facing the front. The front has a different finish to the back. If we turn it over, you'll see that there is a V shape on the top that enables you to remove it easier once you want to remove the Private Links. This side should face the scalp. Below this you can see that the microlink is exposed right on top of the loop. Now, and this brings us to a very important part of the whole surface. You have to mix the hair colors first before you can apply them. There is a very simple trick for that. Let me show you how that works. From the adaptability ring, pick out the colors of which you think that would fit into your customer's hair color. Take enough of them. Don't take 1 or 2, just take a whole bunch. Brush each individual color into your customer's hair. See if it blends in, if it almost disappears. If not, set it aside. If it mixes, then keep it apart in your hand. Do this with all the colors that you picked out. If you brush it in, you'll see whether it fits or not. I think this one fits, so I'm going to keep it separate from the rest. And then I'll keep continuing, checking the other colors. That looks like a good one too. Once you've picked out about 5 colors, you repeat the process of brushing it in until you've got 2 colors or 3 colors left, depending on your color choices. We recommend that you use at least 2 colors to give the color a little bit more depth. It looks more natural when it has more colors. For this particular job, I've chosen the colors 16 and 25. Now we have determined which colors we need, we can place the order. When you place the order, make sure you order enough of them. If you plan to do 150 pieces, order 175. you better have a few left over than being a few short. There is something else you have to consider. They are available in single plus and double densities. Double density is used to create bulk in your placement. On the downside, it's heavier and has longer drying times, so it's not as easy to maintain for your customer. Single plus, on the other hand, has a more natural finish and is easier to maintain. Before the application of Private Link hair extensions, we have to prepare the hair by washing and drying it thoroughly. Don't use any conditioners and make sure that the hair is dried thoroughly. When applying the Private Link hair extensions, we recommend that you stay away about an inch from the hair perimeters. I've braided those sections here to keep them out of the way. There are two basic placement patterns, the solid row and the skip or checkerboard placement. With the solid row, you will add a lot of volume at one spot. With the checkerboard placement, you'll scatter them through the hair. Skip or checkerboard placements look much more natural than the solid row. The idea is that the second row on the top fills the gaps in between the first row. This will create an evenly dispersed amount of hair. One of the big differences between other brands is that we take rectangular sections. Rectangular sections are much stronger than the V-shaped ones. The section should be about the size of a Private Link hair extension or slightly bigger. Once you've taken your section, you put your index finger and thumb through the loop and thread the natural hair through it. Now first slide the microlink up into position underneath your section and then pull the pulling loop through. When you pull the natural hair through, make sure you catch it between your pinky finger and your ring finger. This will keep tension on the hair so you can have control over the microlink, which you can see here. It sits on the top of my finger. Now with the transformer, grab the microlink and make sure that it sits straight in the transformer tip. Mind your angles, from left to right, from back to front. Slide the microlink upwards until you feel resistance. Just loosen it up a bit and give it one firm squeeze. Up to the next one. I'm creating here a solid row to give my weight line some bulk. With a solid row, you try to pack them in as close as possible without them touching each other. While I pull the natural hair through, please note that I also put the loop in place. Then I slide the microlink upwards and pull the loop through. By keeping tension on the natural hair, I'll be able to keep control over the microlink. Even though I can't see the microlink, it sits underneath, as you can see here, I can still grab it because I can feel it with my other finger. You'll see that the Private Link will slide up and down with it. Let's do one more up close. You can see that when I thread the hair through the loop, I put the loop in position right on the spot where it needs to be. Then I slide up the microlink and pull the loop through. Grab it with your pinky finger and ring finger and put your thumb on the middle finger. This will hold the tension on the natural hair so you can keep control over the microlink. Now sit it straight in the tip, slide it upwards, bend all your angles in the right direction and give it one firm squeeze. In this faster video you can see that I don't make any movements other than what I really need to do in order to get the hair extensions in. Don't fiddle or play with the hair because it will take more time. Although this section in the bottom looks relatively small, we get 14 Private Link hair extensions in this space. So if you order 150, you already have done 10% of your amount only in one row. And here is one of those moments you take too much hair in the section and you won't be able to pull it through. The simple solution is just to pull the private link in the opposite direction again, and it will free itself. Just make the section smaller and reapply the private link. And now our first row is finished. You can see the consistency of a straight application, and they're all the same distance from the scalp. And this is how they look from underneath. You can see that the micro link is nicely tucked into the private link. And if you look up close, you can see the groove in the micro links. The groove is created by the transformer. This is actually the thing that locks the private link into the hair. And that's why other pliers will not work. Now we can do our second row. I used the Velcro strips to get rid of all the short flyaway hair. It will keep your sections nice and clean. This row is gonna be a checkerboard placement. I've taken roughly 1 finger width for the next section line. Here you can see where my last row ended. I want to make sure that I put the private link just on the left of the one below it. From here on, it's pretty much the same as with the solid row. After this one, we'll speed up the video so we can see the end result of our skip row placement. In this checkerboard placement row, we managed to put in 11 private link hair extensions. Together with the 14 from underneath, we have used 1 pack or 25 hair extensions. And here is the result of our first row of checkerboard placement. You can see the comparison here with solid row and checkerboard placement. You notice straight away that the checkerboard placement is much less visible than the solid row. Here I have installed the third row of checkerboard placement. Check while you're installing your checkerboard placement that the top extension is actually sitting between the extensions below it, so that they have a brickwise layering. Total for this row we used 15 private links. Including this fourth row, we have used 57 extensions, which is just over 2 packs. This fifth row is the first row that sits above the ear, and in this case I've chosen not to do the middle part at the back, because this crown area is a spot that's most likely to fall open because of the cowlicks that are usually present in this area. Once I've finished the installation, I will come back to this area and reassess if I can add some more without them showing. You can see that I've continued the checkerboard placement, but I've put them closer together right above the ear and at the front to give it more bulk. In the next row up, I've continued with the checkerboard placement, but at the front I've put them closer together again. Due to the small size of the Private Link hair extensions, you can place them higher up and closer to partings than ever before. After reassessing the crown area, I've decided to fill up the 5th row with some more extensions. Now we're gonna see how it looks overall. We can see that in the front we still have some hard lines. On the side it's pretty good, but on the back we can see that we still have a bit of a weight line. Now this is the moment that I'm gonna fine-tune my placement. I'm just gonna have a good look where I can add some more to get rid of all the weight lines. I'm gonna break up the line here by adding a few more extensions. And this is where I've placed them. At the back I've also connected the 6th row to take away the weight line. And here you can see that adding 1 row almost took out the complete weight line. You will always have some short hair sticking out on the weight line, and I advise you not to cut that with scissors. The easiest and quickest way would be with the clippers. By using a circular motion, you can cut off all the ends of the hair that is sticking out. Don't be afraid to cut some of the extensions, as this will add layering to the style. Remember that we're only taking off tiny amounts of hair at a time. The weight line has fully disappeared now. I'm gonna do this with every weight line that I can find. Now we've taken care of the weight lines at the back and the sides, we're gonna have a look at the front. The front weight line is still a little bit there. In order to make a natural transition, you either follow the old line of the fringe or you cut it shorter so you can make a steeper line to the length. And funnily enough, you can do that with the clippers too. It's a quick, accurate and easy way that doesn't cut any blunt lines and makes your line easy to maintain. And I know that it's gonna be a technique that needs practicing, but while you're at it, why don't you give it a try? You'll be much more accurate and quicker than normal. The only other tool I can advise would be razors. To finish this transition has only taken a little bit more than 30 seconds. And now I will repeat this for the other side. Besides trimming the length at the back, the transition from natural hair to the Private Link hair extension has been completed now. In total I've used 176 Private Link hair extensions. The easiest way to remove Private Links is to pick them up by the end and shake the natural hair out. Here you can see the exposed microlink and see that it's also diagonally crimped, which can cause the microlink to collapse during removal. So we're gonna give it a go right here. Now you see that it doesn't open completely, so it doesn't slide out yet. So what we're gonna do is use the reformer, the rescue tool. Insert one of the pinches in the bottom and one at the top. Just squeeze gently and the microlink will open enough to release the tension. Now let's see how a normal one would look like. Now put the microlink crosswise into the tip of the transformer hole. Now you'll see it opens up and it is easy to remove. Private links are very easy to reuse. Just take the loop, put a new microlink on it and insert the loop back into the private link. And you're instantly ready to reuse them. And this concludes our training video. I hope you've learned something, and remember, practice makes perfect. Right after this we'll have some FAQs and recommendations. See you next time. Thank you for watching this video. For any questions or inquiries, please contact us at info@perfectressinternational.com.